Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 178 of the Vex Podcast. Morning Radio 13. Dave, how are you today,
sir? 13. I'm fantastic.
So it would say 13 hours, but it's well beyond 13 hours.
It's well beyond 13 hours. I know a bar that starts with 13.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, in fact, it's called Bar 13.
But that's not where you're at tomorrow night, sir.
It is not. It's not where you are either, sir.
The Oddity Bar in Wilmington, Delaware.
Woohoo!
Woohoo.
That's right.
All right, I did an adult thing.
Oh, shit.
I sat down, I wrote everything up.
Fuck that.
Everything. So, there's one thing I neglected, but I'm going to see if you know by memory. You had teased last week Rolling Stone's top 10 heavy metal songs of all time.
Oh, yes.
Do you recall the list?
I don't 100% recall the list.
Looking it up right now.
I do know that they got one thing right.
What?
There was a shit ton of Black Sabbath on it.
There were two Black Sabbaths and one Ozzy.
Okay, I'll take that. Because let's be honest, it's Black Sabbath and Ozzy kind of made it happen.
I mean, not even kinda. It's a thing. Rolling Stone, Procreation of the Wicked. Oh my God, this is the top 50. I don't need the top 50. I need the fucking top 10.
10. Fucking 10.
10. Round and Rounds in the top 20.
Oh God.
Peace Sells by Megadeth. All right, here we go.
Awful.
You don't like Megadeth?
No.
Peace Sells, but Who's Buying's a great song.
Nope.
That's because you're a singer. If you could open your mind to the guitar playing aspect.
I totally appreciate it. Find another singer, Dave. That's all I ask.
He tried. They fired him.
Yeah.
Number 10, Run to the Hills, Iron Maiden.
I'll take that. It's not my favorite Maiden song, though.
It's a pretty good song. It was a hit, though.
It's really good.
Number 9, Dio, Holy Diver.
No argument whatsoever.
Great song.
Dio's the shit.
Great song. Number 8, Slayer, Raining Blood.
Yep, I'll take that, too.
Number 7, Iron Maiden. I'm sorry, Iron Man, Black Sabbath.
I'll take that.
You'll take that?
I'll take the Black Sabbath tunes, even though my favorite Sabbath tune wasn't on the list. It's okay.
Wait, what's your favorite Sabbath song?
Oh, The Wizard.
It's not on the list.
Nah.
It's not very metal.
I don't care.
It's more, but it's a bluesy rock tune.
But it's awesome.
Number 6, Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne.
Again, not my favorite Ozzy song.
What's your favorite Ozzy song?
Oh, Bark at the Moon, maybe?
Wow, you're a Jakey Lee guy.
Yeah.
I'm a Zach guy. Here's the thing. This is my theory. I didn't read this. It's released in September of 1980. Okay. It's the first bullet Ozzy Osbourne puts into the lexicon post-Sabbath. Not a bad opening fucking track to introduce you to the world.
No, not
the solo is incendiary. It's a very good solo.
I do love me some Ozzy, and Crazy Train's pretty special.
It's a good tune. Number 5, War Pigs, Black Sabbath.
Also fantastic.
Supposed to be the title of the second record. Did you know that?
Did not.
And they changed it because they released Paranoid, and it became a hit by mistake. So they just made the name of the record Paranoid.
Paranoid's really good too, though.
It was like a song they wrote in 2 minutes. They were in the studio, like, "You need another truck, do ya?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right." You wrote a song.
So let me ask you this: interrupting, of course.
No interruptions.
Do you find that when you bang out a song quickly, you prefer it, or do you like to struggle over it?
Like them both. They're different. It's like asking about your kids.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids, but I figured if I had more, I'd love them all the same.
Probably, yes.
The quicker ones are... So there's a song called No Time to Die, which isn't especially a hit in the Starscream universe or anything, right? But it's been around for a long time. King Sam and I set up with this bass player named James, who was in the band for a while, and this guy named Ron DiSilvestro, who was like a famous drummer, who was in our band for 7 minutes once. Great drummer. Really great drummer. And he might even be our best, but he was really good. So we set up in the basement. The pre-production crew came to make the record. And they were just going to get some sounds and some ideas and some demoing. So they're setting the equipment. Like, you know what? Play something so we can test it.
Yeah.
And Sam played a riff. The drums just come in. And I opened my mouth. And that song it's still in our set. And that was in 2007. And that's still in our set.
Oh, yeah.
So there's songs like that, but then our best songs took a little bit of creativity and time. I'll give you an example. You have 2 great new songs for Leaving a Legacy.
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, A New Legacy. It fucks me up. Just go back to Leaving a Legacy, for God's sake. Well, then change the name on the fucking Instagram and Facebook. Anyway, so you were agonizing over those lyrics for a minute.
I was.
And they're great songs.
So, let me tell you, I was agonizing over the first one, which we wound up calling Faded, which something It eventually worked out, but I was battling that song. That one.
That happens to me. You might get in your own head.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was. Like I, trying to overdo something and just I get whatever.
Do you try to be overly poignant and then you fuck yourself up?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, that's a thing.
And especially with that one, I did because I thought I kind of knew where I wanted to go content wise, and that isn't where it wound up. But I got this like block in my head that this is what this song should be about. It not wound up being that.
But you shouldn't force it either, in my humble opinion.
Now the other one, which I sort of just left to the side because I was agonizing over the first one.
Sure.
I think I spit out in 8 minutes.
What's the title?
Devil's Dance.
That's a good title.
It's a great song.
Good title.
I really like that song. Actually, I really like both the new ones. I'm pretty happy.
Which one was first in the set?
Faded.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's a good tune.
I love that song. And then Gary put up a weird demo version of Hellbent. Or Hellbound.
That's
Hellbound.
old.
I love that song. So is that the P word playing bass?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yep.
Sounds good.
It sounds okay.
I'm not going to lie to you. I know, or I can say personally, and I'm glad we're talking about this, that it's old. Live, vocally, it's better than what's on that recording.
It's also changed.
It's fuller. You know what I mean?
We went into that to record that very early in that song's creation. Like, I think it's sort of like a fine wine. It's sort of all its pieces have sort of mellowed and molded together way better than they were when we recorded.
Do you feel that Larry's addition enhanced it, or it didn't really change?
1,000%.
So 1,000, that's a lot of percentages.
I think everything that we had, even parts of songs that became Pistol Razor songs, that Larry had a hand in, I think he's made everything better.
Beautiful bass player.
Without a doubt. On top of the fact that him and Johnny Mac clicked from minute one.
Well, they knew each other, it turned out, which I didn't know.
Yeah, they were fantastic out the gate. They just gelled.
Number 4 on our list of the best heavy metal songs from Rolling Stone history. I don't agree with this. Breaking the Law, Judas Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Is that their biggest radio hit?
Probably.
Is
Probably.
it? Because there's better songs.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like a lot better. You gotta stop saying 1,000.
right,
Mathematically, you get to 100. You can't exceed 100.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's your favorite Judas Priest song?
Painkiller.
Mine too.
Is it really?
100%, yeah.
How come? I know why I love it. Why do you love it?
I've always liked it, and maybe I didn't ever really have a reason. I'm just like, this is a jamming fucking tune.
I feel like we were at the age when that video came out to fully comprehend Judas Priest's power.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little older than you. When Breaking the Law came out, I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And didn't get it. And I was like, in that teenage years, when fucking the record comes out, they had just come off of there, they got sued, remember?
Okay.
You don't remember?
I do not.
Okay, this is a big deal. It was on TV like every 5 minutes back in the day. 2 teenage kids were listening to Judas Priest and killed themselves.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
And the parents who, I mean, understandably, when you lose a child, you lose your fucking brain. I learned this the hard way because my wife had passed away and her parents lost their brains. They went crazy, and I went crazy too. So we still don't talk to this day. They were really cool people, but just so when you lose your kid, especially so tragically and so young, you want fucking blood. And you just are angry and you have feelings and they're big. And so they sued Judas Priest. And it looked for a minute like Judas Priest was going to be on the hook for millions of dollars for a song they had written 12 years earlier, which is fucked up, you know what I mean? And they won, thank God. The lyrics didn't add to the children killing themselves. Thank God. Legal precedents, go ahead.
Was that the sort of the start of all the heavy metal is the devil and the PMRC.
Do you want to laugh?
I do.
It was the end of it.
Okay.
It had crested then. It happens in the 80s. Tipper Gore, which was the wife of the former, not at the time vice president, but Al Gore, she just went after fucking rock and roll.
Yeah.
And that's in the mid 80s. And this is when Twisted Sister is still a huge thing. And then he went in front of Congress. So this ends.
I'll tell you, if you've never seen Dee Snider speak in front of Congress, it was the first time I think it ever registered to me that like exactly what a person in the rock industry, especially a singer, could be, because he was so eloquent and so well spoken and just really shut her down.
He was articulate. He wasn't drugged up. He didn't wear a suit. Frank Zappa did wear a
Yeah.
suit when he did the same conversation. I'm going to tell you the truth of it. Everybody kisses his ass for that. He was angry. If you
wouldn't you be?
No, I
I'd
would.
be furious.
No. When you face the oppressor, you want to come to the table even keel, without aggression. He didn't say aggressive things, but he came in like, no. I'd be like, hello. And I feel like you win more people. What is it? More honey with more flies, right?
Yeah. Catch more flies with
So
honey.
I'm not gonna go in being aggressive. I'm facing the world stage. If it was me, and I'd want to be like, hello, how are you? Yes, this is just rock and roll music. Remember Chuck Berry? Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
I would try to charm them. And he came in like, rah! Now he didn't curse or anything, and he was eloquent. I want to stress that again.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm not like touting this as the greatest thing that ever happened in American history. It was nice that he was articulate. It really was, but
Yeah.
he wasn't a genius. Like he just wasn't retarded or
at
ridiculous.
At a time in my very young life, seeing that, it made an impact on me. It you know.
But we were really kids. We were little when that happened. So by the time the whole thing happens with not Black Sabbath, Judas Priest,
Yeah.
it's over. That was the end of it.
Okay.
So when they lost that case, it all dissipated like in the wind. And then Ozzy had put out a video called I don't know what
Was it Suicide Solution? That was Ozzy's big deal.
That wasn't a video though, and that was 10 years before. Now in
Okay.
91 he puts out No More Tears. And he put out a documentary on a video cassette tape, there's no DVDs yet, to accompany it. I can't remember the title of it, and I feel bad about it. But he brought one of the PMRC guys on, and he was doing this whole like, I saw Ozzy in concert, and it was like seeing Nuremberg. Like he was just like they, you know what I mean? And he brought up the Nazis, which is upsetting. And he's like, they were doing this for Satan and all this shit, right?
No.
But it was fucking 6 years after the fact, really. Even though this video came out. God, I wish I remember the name of that video. I watched it all the fucking time. I'll figure it out or I'll Google it later. But it was just propaganda for Ozzy. Like they showed Ozzy in the studio and he's a nice guy. They show him with his kids and blah blah blah.
That poor bastard should go to a Rammstein show. Jesus.
But it's not though. It's very happy. Yeah. They smile. Everybody enjoys themselves. Like it's not this like creepy bastard. I feel like in the 90s, Manson, when he was really huge, was pushing a darker agenda. Like, Ozzy always smiled on stage. Always.
Oh, yeah.
And that radiates. And that's like a release of these things. I'm not putting, Manson down, Mr. Warner. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I feel like he was darker. I remember being a kid and we played our first show and somebody was like, you're always smiling on stage. And I'm like, well, I'm just so fucking happy to be there. Like,
I mean, I don't know about you, but to me, that's my favorite place to be. That's where I want to be.
I do like vaginas.
Yeah. Well,
I do.
Sometimes, actually, a lot of times, after you do the stage thing, you get to do that too. It's a wonderful combination. It's better than cheeseburger and fries, man.
I do like cheeseburgers and fries, though.
Who doesn't?
Do you remember losing your virginity?
Yes.
Do you know what you were thinking in your head as you were losing your virginity?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I hope this lasts longer than it's gonna.
I did not. I was not thinking that. I had condoms on. I had a condom on, and then I put another condom on. I was just so happy to be there. My dick was so like it was just a kid. I was a kid. So I was just happy. I remember after I put the second condom on and kept hammering, and I had obviously come. I didn't feel it because I was a kid and I didn't understand what was happening. It was a condom thing. So I put the second condom on. It was filled the reservoir, but my dick stayed hard because I was a kid. So I'm fucking, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the store after this, and I'm gonna get some fudge bars because that's what I used to eat back then. Not that you care about that story, obviously.
I absolutely do. That's fantastic.
And so I remember walking her to the bus stop, and she got on the bus because I was classy. And then she left, and I went to the local store, and it was 3 fudge bars for 89 cents.
Yes!
Which tells you how long ago this was. This was 33 years ago last month. Oh, that's creepy. I could have a child that's 33 years old.
You could.
I could.
That's exciting.
That's disturbing. Okay.
Oh, with 2 condoms on, you can't.
Well, I was yeah. I'm a big fan of the number 3 position. Ready?
Okay.
Ace of Spades, Motorhead.
I'm not surprised.
Love that shit.
I know you're a big Motorhead fan.
All right, I'm going to ask your opinion on this one. I don't know how I feel about it. Number 2, Master of Puppets, Metallica.
About how I feel of some of the other tunes. that while I understand why that is the song from that band that made the list, it would not have been my choice.
What would have been your choice?
Dyer's Eve.
Oh, that's like a deep cut,
The
though.
last song off the Justice for All is my favorite Metallica song, without a doubt.
Is it really?
And it's not close.
Not at all.
No.
Harvester of Sorrows on that record.
It is.
I love that.
It's a good song. It's a good album.
I
think it gets overlooked.
Well, it's the first one without Cliff.
I think people love Ride the Lightning and people love Master of Puppets, of course.
Because Cliff was here for those.
Yeah.
He influenced them.
So good. So good. Sorry, Cliff.
Do you think if he would have lived, they'd be a different band, or would they still have sold out? Air quotes, sold out.
I don't know. I really don't know. I would like to think that it'd be something different. But at the same time, define sold out. What do you think sold out is?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. This is a loaded question for me.
Okay.
If I go in the press as a musician, a professional musician who makes my living playing music in front of people and making records, and I look the camera in the eye and look the interviewer in the eye and say, we will never make a fucking video. And the word fucking was used, by the way. We refuse to be part of that. That's not our power base. Those are not our people. We are not the slickness of that shit. We will never make a fucking video, right? You say that. I mean, you said it. They didn't ask, by the way. You fucking said it. And
how old were they when they said that?
Early 20s.
I said a lot of stupid shit in
No.
my early 20s that
You know
I look
what?
back on and think that was dumb.
Mid to late 20s, actually.
Still did it then.
All right, no, because, all right, I'm going to tell the truth.
I said some dumb shit back then. I say dumb shit now that maybe in 10 or 15 years I won't believe anymore. That's how life works, dude.
No,
People
your
change
word
their
is your
minds.
word is your word. And then you didn't even let me finish my dissertation, but that's fine. That's fine. But your word is your word. Like, I don't know. It's not that you did it. It's that you fucking said you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No one asked. They're like, fuck that. We would never make a fucking video. Okay. Then, and I said this before on the podcast, they make the video for one. Cliff dies. The video for one. I'm going to be honest with you. The word one was important. You're like, okay, they did one. And it was beautifully shot. And it was black and white. And they incorporated clips from the movie Johnny's Got His Gun.
Yep.
It's about the whole fucking war thing. I think it was World War I is what they were discussing.
Yes.
And how the kid comes back and he's all
Yep.
fucked up and he's just a box. Like in his head, he has nothing. He can't communicate. Okay, I dig it. I didn't want to dig it, but it was well done. Then they make the Black Album. They go to the fucking producer engineer that Bon Jovi uses to make Slippery When Wet. Okay? They want a slicker production. Okay. So you go from Master, you go from like Ride the Lightning. Is it Master? Yeah, it's Ride the Lightning, isn't it? Master, Ride the Lightning. These famous records in thrash history. And you make yourself as slick as a Bon Jovi record. Okay, we'll let that slide. And then they made 50 videos, like 50. And then by 96, they're wearing more makeup than I wear. And I wear a lot of fucking makeup.
It's true, you do.
And it's like, they tried to put makeup on James in 91 for Enter Sandman. And he fucking screamed at them and ran away. And then by 96, he's got a cowboy hat on, fucking lipstick. I won't wear lipstick on stage, and I'm pretty fucking woo-woo, but I won't do it.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. Yes. So,
For the record, I've never worn makeup on stage.
you know why you don't have to wear makeup on stage?
Why?
You have hair.
Man, but what does makeup help not having hair?
I will.
It's not a wig,
No,
motherfucker.
you want to fucking learn something, motherfucker?
Yes.
If you're a bald guy like this, and look at the light reflecting off my head as we speak, and the lights hit and I sweat, it's when you take a picture, there's so much flash, my eyes get washed out.
Okay.
And I'm a bald circle on stage. So then you put the eye makeup on so you have eyes. And then my wife died. And I was like, I'm going to cry blood for my wife because that's fucking cool and cryptic and weird and shit. And I do that and that's my thing, right? It could go full kabuki. I could go cray-cray with it. But I'm too lazy, at the end of the day. And I had to learn, dude, you know how hard... All right, so my first wife would put the makeup on me because she was really good. She's a girl. I never did this before.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm actually heterosexual. So for me to have to apply that makeup was difficult. So for the first couple of years after she died, ooh, it looked like the Joker. Like, it was pretty bad. Yeah. But now it's kind of pretty-ish. But yeah, so I don't know. I have beef. If you're going to say... No, you said you can change your opinion, you can change your mind. When I was when I was in high school, I went to a band audition. And this guy was like, we're going to play a bunch of cover tunes and make money.
No.
And I called him a cunt. I was like, this ain't no, if you can't write a song, I don't want to fucking know you, bro.
Just a small aside, can I tell you that I really love the word cunt?
Oh, good.
And I have been throwing it around kind of reckless lately. I'm starting to become concerned. It's becoming way too much of a, it's finding way too much of a happy place in my lexicon.
Does it offend your wife?
No, I don't think so now.
Then who cares?
Good point.
I mean, that's it. That's the only woman's opinion that should matter, really.
I mean, there's coworkers and stuff.
Oh, you can't say it at work.
No, you can't yell cunt at work.
Oh my God, this is so bad. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I say a lot of fucked up things on this podcast.
That's why somebody watches it.
When I run for Congress, all this will come back to get me.
Imagine being kicked off of YouTube for all the curse words we use.
No, just don't talk about anything political and have an opinion. You'll be fucking fine.
Also, fuck you again, YouTube.
Not that we're bitter. Not that we're bitter.
You're not bitter. I am. And I'm more angry than bitter.
I actually clipped it. I'm going to put that up this week. That's one of my stories.
Good.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, actually. It's like right under a minute, so it's perfect. You're like, fuck you, and you're cunts. And I was just like, okay, that's my man.
I did have a solid rant about that.
I had a solid rant.
I was pretty proud of myself.
I think I lose my thread of what oh no! So I'm a roofer.
Yeah, you are.
You work in the trades.
Yes, I do.
We say gnarly things to each other.
There is shit that gets said on job sites that, oh man.
I've changed Fire Pants' name to Gypsy.
What? No.
Yes.
Why?
Well, it used to be Fire Pants, and then it became Bunny, and then it became Annie, Are You Okay? Then it was Annie Bunny, then it went back to Fire Pants, and now currently she is Gypsy. And the reason she is Gypsy...
My wife's going to be mad.
Why?
Because I guarantee you she wants that name.
You can call her Gypsy.
All right.
I do mine to offend her.
No, because my wife's hugest fandom in the world is Stevie Nicks.
That's... Do not shrink me, Gypsy. Did you ever see Borat?
Yes.
So I had to see Borat in like
I have brought a jar of gypsy juice to protect me from AIDS.
And the Jews. And he's Jewish, so it was funny. But
They have shape-shifted into roaches.
Quick, throw money at that.
We are in a hive of Jews.
He's holding a cross and throwing money at them. Really good times. So
if you've never seen Borat, you are missing out.
So I hadn't seen it in years. I'm seeing a girl. She comes over. I feel like I just said this story. No, maybe not to you. So she comes over.
No, I did just hear this story. We were just
talking about this.
Somewhere we were just, I don't know.
But it wasn't on camera.
It was not. It was at the show, I believe.
All right. So the Dictator movie's on. And it's not that funny, but I was watching it.
The Dictator's not great.
And I'm like, this isn't good, but Borat's great. And she looks at me, she's like, I've never seen Borat. And my head exploded. And I was like, what? And then I went on HBO, because I have it, and it's on demand. So we just sat down and just watched the whole thing. And it's really funny. Like, it's really funny. And so, I don't know, Samantha texted me or something, and I was like, not now, Gypsy. I'm watching, you know what I mean? Don't shrink me. Don't shrink me, Gypsy. And it just became a thing. So yesterday, her store caught on fire.
I will look upon your treasures, Gypsy.
Is this understood? Yes! That's it! Do not shrink me, Gypsy. So now I just call it, and I text her this morning, good morning, Gypsy. Do not shrink me.
Good.
So her name's Gypsy. So,
I'll accept that.
Her son occasionally will work for Philly Restorations, the company that I own. And we're working, and he's this young kid, and he's strong, and he's a hard worker, but he's a child to me. He's like 24, 22, he's a child.
Yeah.
So I call him faggot, I don't know, 48 times a day. And he is not a homosexual, by the way. See, that's some offensive shit. The F word. But yeah, it's just, we went to a building, and there was razor wire wrapped around the edge of it. So I put the ladder up, I go right over the razor wire. Now there's ropes, you gotta pull the shit up, we're all up top. And he's like, how do I pull this up past the razor wire? And I'm like, faggot, and just push him aside. I was like this. And then I sent a text to people, I'm like, I paid 2 people to pull my ropes up and no one will do it because of the razor wire. Like, fucking, seriously? And I show him it's very easy.
Man, you should have paid me, because I'd have done that shit for fun.
It's a thing.
I'm like, I hope it hits the razor wire and fucks things up. I don't care.
When we installed that roof 4 years ago, my second co-host on this podcast worked with us because he didn't have any money. and he had to climb down to smoke weed on my job site, which I don't allow, you know. So, but I was working over here, and he climbs down, and when he was climbing down to smoke weed, he sliced his leg open on the razor wire. Bad, like blood shooting. Now, none of us would have stopped working. We'd have tied a fucking rag around it and just finished. He was like, "Oh my God, get me a lift! Call 911! Rah rah rah!" And I was just like, "Really?"
Yeah, bro, I'm an electrician. At no point do I not have tape.
Yeah, right.
I'll fix this.
Oh yeah, we'll be okay.
We'll handle. Yeah, how's your thumb?
We'll be okay. It's all right. It seems infected, but it's all right.
You'll live.
I burned something off my neck. Did you see this shit?
What that? Oh God.
That used to be a mole, and I got my soldering iron. I was like,
So you do in your spare time?
I burn a lot of things off my body with a soldering iron.
Nice.
I used to. What side of my face is it? I had a mole here my entire childhood, and I hated it. So about a year ago, I was like, burn it right off. Shit's gone.
Yeah, whatever works for you, man.
It worked, man. Yeah, I don't like moles. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna do. Wait, is it this one? There's one right here. See that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn that off next.
We're gonna need to record that for show content.
Did you fucking access the DMT?
I'm working on that.
Now,
I got some feelers out.
if we get it, do we do it on the show?
Oh, I will.
Really?
Oh, 100%.
Because the way it goes down is, my understanding is you toke it, and then you should lay back like in a chair or something, and you just stay quiet for like 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, you have like a 5-day fucking ordeal.
Yeah.
And then you come out. So, do we do it and then come right on to podcast? Or, I don't know what we do. I don't know what we do, but you gotta get it. You gotta get it. And I've been thinking about it all fucking week. And then I told my friend about it, and she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a thing."
I have one major concern about it.
What?
Is my own brain. I'm a little concerned.
All right, can you get it from me?
I didn't say I wasn't gonna do it.
Here's a theory. You get it. You do one at home, I do one at home.
No, it has to be. You have to lose virginity on air.
It's for science?
We're doing it for science.
We're doing it for science. You gotta get it.
Why wouldn't you? I'm working on it.
You just said you're worried about your brain.
Fuck my brain. That's just full of shit.
You use it every day.
I know.
It's like my thumb. Until I slice it open, I use it every day.
But there's some weird shit going on up there. I'm a little concerned.
Oh, Gypsy is here. She says hello.
Sup? How you doing? I'm still calling you Fire Pants. Sorry.
You'll
I
get
like that
there.
name better.
Fire Pants, also
You're
known
not
as
straight,
Are
you
okay?
gypsy.
I will look amongst your treasures. Is this understood?
My sister, she is number 4 prostitute.
Number
All
3.
concept.
Number 3 prostitute.
Wanna bet?
And then my
Wanna bet?
I just watched it.
Wanna bet?
Yeah, talk. Go ahead.
All right, we're
Bet.
place. See, we could continue talking about this if we had a producer.
Yeah, Tiffany, what the fuck?
Where's our
She's
producer?
like, I'm gonna come to the show.
She may have had a cocktail or two before she made that declaration. I'm not sure, but that's a thing. I'm curious to find out because I'm pretty sure I'm right. I generally don't forget these things.
I can't wait to tell you you're wrong.
Okay. What?
Sister number 4 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan.
No shit.
Fuck!
I would have bet my paycheck on it.
And she holds up the little trophy. All right,
Yeah.
my favorite part of the movie, hands down.
Go ahead, because I have a favorite part too.
I'm gonna fuck it up, but it's funny. My retard brother, Milov, he in his cage, you know? And my
Milov.
sister, she come with her vagina, she's like, la 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 la. She
You'll
hold it up
never
and,
get
you'll
this.
never
You'll
get
never
this.
get this.
And one day he break the cage, he get this.
He get this. Nice.
What's your favorite?
The scene where he's in the hotel in America and the dude has to come and tell him that his wife is dead. And he's reading from a telegram from someone who obviously doesn't speak English. And the dude has this awful southern drawl. And he's reading this telegram and he's like, your wife, Oxta, was walking your retarded Milo when a bear attacked and violated. They are now dead. And he's like, my wife is dead? All right. And he's totally psyched about his wife being dead.
Do you want to work on a dryer in Roxborough?
No. What's wrong with the dryer? Why are you asking me this now?
A customer texted me during the podcast. His name is Ray. Good morning, Vex. I hope you're doing great. Know any electricians?
I do.
We need work on our dryer. And I'm like, I do know an electrician. You want to work on this or not?
Today?
I doubt it.
All right, good. No, not today.
All right, I'm going to give me your information.
All right, that's fine.
You probably need a 220 line ran or something.
Probably.
Probably. That's what I would say.
We can do that.
All right. Number 4 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan. What is it?
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. I was going to say Kazakhstan. All right. The number 1 song on the Rolling Stone Top 10 heavy metal songs of all time. Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath. Which I got to be honest, pretty fitting. But it's the first.
Yeah.
First. If you're not first, you're last.
You first, you're last.
Ricky Bobby.
I was doing a lot of peyote back then, Ricky.
Ricky, there's third? Hell, there's even 7th.
You were third, fourth.
You could be 16th, Ricky.
Based my whole life on that statement.
2 things. That dad is the night caller from CBS in the 1980s. That was his TV show. Then in the 1990s, he was the fucking dad to the Brady Bunch, and then he was Ricky Bobby's dad. And he's also the office space boss. Lumberg.
My awful, unholy son of a bitch boss. Lumberg fucked her. Dude, that is another movie that I'm such a huge fan of.
O-Face is still a thing.
Yeah.
O-Face is still a thing.
That dude has like 2 lines in the whole movie, and that stuck around for 20 years.
Oh. All right, we got past...
Did you ever watch the outtakes of that? No. I have the DVD, and there's outtakes, and he says other shit, too.
You're going to like this. You are on air of the Vex Podcast, episode number 178, number 13 morning radio. Can you turn off the TV, maybe?
I don't have a TV on.
Well, what's the background? Because I can hear stuff.
I don't know. Hold on.
That totally changed.
Somebody had a radio on. Sorry about that.
So what do you need?
What's up, bro?
You called me. What's up?
Nothing. I was trying to talk to you about something private, not for...
Well, this is not the moment, because we're live.
Not at all.
Okay, all right. Well, who's on the show?
Wow, you never watch the show ever, do you?
Oh, F-.
Dave is my current... Well, he's not my current. He's the co-host of this program, and it's been for literally 20 weeks at this point.
Yes.
Cool. What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
I'm living the dream, brother.
Cool, man. That sounds good, man. What's today's topics? Are you guys talking about the indictment? Are you talking about Star Wars?
We're not allowed to go political because YouTube threw an episode off 2 weeks ago for going political. We're not allowed to go political
sons
ever.
Of bitches ruined our St. Patty's Day.
I'm not a political guy. I'm just...
You're a liar, but that's fine.
I'm a liar. I'm not a liar.
Well, you're a political guy. You're very political.
Well, I say what I mean. I mean what I say. I'm a man.
Well, don't say you're not political. You have a lot of opinions in restaurants, but I can't discuss them because we'll get thrown off.
I'm just thinking about current events, dude.
What? You're going to ask a question, or you're going to answer, you're going to listen, because you asked me, and I'm going to...
my brother up just to say hello to him, and then I didn't know you were in a live show. I'm trying to, add to the show. What are you guys talking about?
All right. Currently, topic number 1 is the Rolling Stone top 10 heavy metal songs of all time.
Okay. Heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
That's the topic.
What are they?
I just did this, John.
We've literally gotten to the end of the list. We're at number 1.
The conversation. What do you think they are, or whatever? I mean, and what are we calling heavy metal? What are we calling rock and roll?
Okay, I love you. I'm going to go. Have a lovely morning. When I'm done at the gym, I'll give you a call.
All right, see you, man.
Okay, bye.
That sucks.
That was amazing. That was the greatest call-in ever. Oh, that made my fucking day right there.
I just shouldn't have answered.
I'm glad you did. That was wonderful. That was quality programming right there. I don't even know who it was.
That was Johnny Zero.
Oh, okay.
Or Nation's Hero. He's the original TV Dad's Wrestling Podcast co-host guy.
Yeah.
That you didn't listen to, by the way.
I did listen to some of it.
You didn't like it.
It really didn't do it for me.
All right.
It got weird.
33 minutes in, we've got 1 topic down. No, that's good. That's really good for us. Aquadots, motherfucker.
Aquadots.
This is a you thing.
Holy shit. I just found out about this. Which is crazy to me because we were alive in the 90s.
Yes.
Of the age where we probably would have seen an ad for this on television or somewhere, obviously. But Aquadots were a kid's toy. They were little tiny, sort of like gummy-looking rings that you could put in a mold and make a shape and a design. And when you poured water on them after you made the design in the little mold thing, they would like stiffen up and they'd be almost like a coaster or like a drink holder.
They
you know?
sound like shrinky dinks for some reason to me.
No, shrinky dinks are totally different.
All right, I'm just with you. Keep going.
Actually, you know, there were more like those little the little round little dot things that you put in molds and then you ironed.
See, I didn't do any of
You
that.
made designs.
I think I was a lot of touch and iron as a child, but go ahead.
Okay, well, your parents were supposed to do it. In fact, I think they even said it in the commercial.
In the commercial.
But anyway, these were a little different because they were like gummy, but then when you poured water on them, they firmed up and they made like this more like rubbery kind of plasticky thing. Whatever, stupid. They were called Aquadots. No big thing. Probably if this story wasn't a thing, they would be long forgotten by now. However, in an effort to save money, one of the chemicals they used to
Wait, in an effort to save money, you're precursoring with that.
yes,
Okay.
that was the company's reason behind using this specific product on it that reacted the way it did with the water for it to firm up from the little gummy state that it was in.
Okay.
It turns out what the company didn't know was that a lot of times, especially younger kids, are prone to putting things in their mouth.
Okay.
And if you put an aqua dot in your mouth, there was a chemical on it that dissolved in your saliva, and when it dissolved with saliva, it turned into GHB.
No way.
And little kids were literally by the hundreds roofying themselves.
No way.
Yup, it's a thing. Look it up.
So your kid just passes out in the living room.
Yeah, laid the fuck out, no understanding. First off, they were probably all fucked up before they passed out. Like, they were probably stumbling around like they were fucking drunk.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, right?
I don't know what to say. So how does this end?
It ended with a class action lawsuit that bankrupted the company.
I feel like it shouldn't have got that far. I feel like as soon as it happened, they should have fucking pulled it off the shelves.
I think they probably did once reports started coming out and people figured out that there was, some commonality between these kids having fucking GHB in their system.
How did you find out about this?
Probably the internet.
I've never heard of it. It's like intriguing.
You go down the fucking rabbit hole. Sometimes you find weird shit.
I did a rabbit hole a couple days ago.
Holy shit, you were. You sent me a bunch of weird shit.
I know, it's what I do. Okay, next topic, if you're ready.
I'm cool.
Currently, there is a bill being introduced to Congress that is called the Anti-TikTok Bill.
Okay.
Have you heard about this?
Sort of, but elaborate, please.
The Foreign Adversary Bill. Is that it? Yeah.
That's what it said in the text.
Okay. So if you read it face value, you're like, oh, foreign adversary doesn't affect me. I don't live foreignly. I live here in the United States.
Correct.
There is this fucking, in the language of it, just one of the aspects. It's a 5,000 page bill. 5,000 page bill.
No one in Congress read.
But they try to send their staff to.
Yeah,
Sincerely.
but they don't.
They try. So,
they don't.
Well, how else would I know what I'm about to tell you?
Well, because they don't give a fuck.
Fucks are given. So, if you are a foreign nation, Jesus Christ, hold on. Johnny Zero, we are live on air.
That's cool. I had time to think about it. I didn't
Bro.
listen to the show. If you're going number one heavy metal song, meaning when the term was phrased, through the 80s and so forth, has to be We're Not Gonna Take It. Hands down, period. End of story, dude. It could have been It's My Life. It could have been Rockaby Rock, but certain people didn't want to play baseball. But We're Not Gonna Take It. Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, without a doubt, hands down, case closed, win.
Well, the winner was Black Sabbath because it was first.
Okay, well, I don't know. I see. Then
February
again,
13th, 1970.
I agree, and I have no problem with that. I'm talking about the term as being an actual genre. That's why I asked about the.
Well, they invented it. So the actual genre, they invented it.
Did they?
Yes.
Did
Yes.
They? I don't
Yes.
know. I don't think one group. I mean,
Well, who's
really,
first? Who detunes a guitar?
MC5, you could say MC5.
But they're not first.
You could say Iron Butterfly. You could say the Kinks, technically.
None of them-
You could say a lot of people.
none of them-
I'm saying It was kind of a thing. So even.
Can I speak? My own show. Can I speak? None of them detuned guitars. Not one band you mentioned detuned guitars. None of them.
Detuning guitars is the criteria for being heavy metal.
It's what kind of made it a sound.
I don't agree with that.
It doesn't matter. It
I'm a
happened.
guitar player, and that's not true. But I mean,
It is true, though. It did happen.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, so then in your opinion...
Hold on.
Heavy metal.
Hold on, John. Hold on.
In your opinion, good sir, What band happened before Black Sabbath that was metal?
He named 3. Iron Butterfly, he named.
The legendary MC5.
He named, but they're a rock and roll band, really.
Yeah, I don't put them in the category of metal, really, either of them.
Blue Cheer.
But they're not a metal band.
Blue Cheer, I don't know. Like, I mean,
That's all you got. You got Blue Cheer, Iron Butterfly. Let's be honest, Iron Butterfly had one song that sounded like that. Damn.
Steppenwolf. I don't know. Like,
Steppenwolf is just a rock band.
are they? Where's this distinction coming in? That's what I don't understand. You said heavy metal song. Like,
So you're gonna tell me that fucking Judas Priest and fucking Steppenwolf are in the same par?
I didn't speak anything about you.
But you said heavy metal. So the heavy metal, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, this is metal. They call themselves metal. The other guys didn't refer to themselves in that capacity. Go ahead.
Okay, is Deuce heavy metal? I mean, I don't know.
Well, you don't know, so I'm gonna tell you no.
Okay, well, I mean, I just don't understand the criteria.
It isn't my criteria. The whole point is Rolling Stone made a list.
You need detuned guitars, right?
Well, the point is the first recorded band in history to detune guitars is Black Sabbath. That's a fact.
Okay, cool.
And it made... Can I finish? Can I finish?
Can I finish?
And it made a very unique sound. They also used, what was the Devil's Fifth?
And Tony Iommi's busted fingers.
So these are things that happened that made a unique sound that didn't exist. And let's be honest, Ozzy set the template for metal singers.
Okay. If it was actually called Doom back then. It wasn't really coined as that.
Well, neither one of us were alive, honey. So I'm just going off of what I read.
I get it, buddy, but I'm just saying that.
Aside from that,
I didn't understand the criteria.
We didn't ask you to understand the criteria. You called me.
Kick out the jams, really.
Not a metal song. Heavily influenced by African Americans.
I'm hilarious.
I just said no with my mouth.
I appreciate the fact you called back.
All right, man. All right. I love you, bro.
Okay.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, Rocker.
Yeah.
Can we just get him on the podcast?
He wants to be on the podcast.
Where is he?
You gonna pick him up?
Where does he live?
Wilmington, Delaware.
Nope.
Yep. If you pick him up, I'll take him home.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, and he's not far from you, really, mathematically.
It's not that far.
So if you scoop him, I'll take him home.
Oh boy.
Of course, wrangling him at 7 o'clock in the morning isn't going to really work out for you.
No, it's not going to go great.
Let me tell you.
Not an early riser.
Well, unless he was up all night, which does happen.
Yeah, these things do happen.
Now, can I go back to the foreign adversary bill?
Yes, please. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my goodness.
Listen, Johnny Zero, we appreciate your phone calls, but we derail our content really well on our own.
Yeah, we don't need help.
No.
Johnny's the best. I'm not talking shit. I love Johnny, but he's crazy. In a good way, but he's crazy. Okay, so.
The foreign adversary bill.
Any foreign nation that is not the United States of America that has holdings in any U.S. conglomerate, company, there's another word I'm looking for that I can't think of. Corporation, that's the word I'm looking for. The U.S. government, because they have holdings and they are a foreign nation, has access to that company's files, which you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense, right? Amazon owns the Ring camera. They bought it from a guy. Yeah. Okay? The Ring cameras are on millions of homes all over the country.
They bought it from Shaq.
Millions. No, they didn't. The guy who invented it wasn't Shaq.
Shaq has a major, or did have a major holding in that company.
Possibly. If the original guy who invented it went on the Shark Tank and they shot him down.
Yeah, and that's where Shaq saw it and then was like...
But he didn't invent it.
No, he did not.
So the guy who invented it is now a billionaire. Of course he is. He sells it to Amazon, no problem. You're going to tell me, and I mean, I know this, I already looked it up, China has stock in Amazon. How could they not?
Yes.
So now, if the bill is passed, and this is just one aspect of it, the United States government will have access 24/7 indefinitely to all footage from all Ring cameras. That's it.
That doesn't surprise me, and they were probably doing it illegally before the bill.
I mean, I'll give you that. But the bill's not passed yet. But the idea of the bill upsets me tremendously. I have dear friends in my life. Dear friends. Alexa's wired into their house.
Yep.
People have Fire Sticks.
You're looking at one.
Yeah, never me. Never me. The things I said to my most recent devil ex-wife while divorcing.
You're the devil.
She is. And So bad.
And anybody out there listening can confirm that she is, in fact, the Lord of Darkness.
Probably everyone in the fucking chat. Yeah. Anyway.
Call in. We'd like to talk to
Call in. Johnny's just like, yeah, man. Actually, she's pretty cool. He likes her, actually. He does. He likes her. She was nice to him.
And no one else.
No. Nice to everyone, like the devil would be.
That's how they lure you in.
And lures you in.
That's how the devil gets you.
That's how the devil gets you.
Every fucking time.
You're never watching, but I hope you're watching. I hope you're watching.
I don't know you, but you sound like you suck.
Not after we got married.
And that's a thing.
Not me, anyway.
Just other people.
All right. So the idea that the U.S. government can have access legally, indefinitely, forever to all fucking Alexa recordings, to Ring fucking footage, just that one aspect of the bill scares the shit out of me. Now, in these 5,000 pages, there's other levels of things that are in. It's really just tapping into your privacy in a legal fucking way.
It should have been concerning to a lot of people long before now.
But you put it in your house.
Because I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because I want them to know what I'm saying. I want to be on a fucking watch list. I fucking hate the government. I will proudly say it. The government disgusts me. I'm not even being bipartisan. I'm not even being partisan on this issue. Wholeheartedly, all politicians, as a group, 99% of them, I fucking hate you.
You're gonna get us banned again.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna get banned on Facebook. Only YouTube.
How does that make any sense?
I don't fucking
How does
know.
that make sense?
I am an American. I am proud to be one. I love my country. I am ashamed and disgusted by my government.
Let's be honest.
You know where they went wrong on January 6th? They should have barred the doors and burnt the fucker to the ground.
Well, that would have been expensive.
No, I mean, is it any more expensive than it being open still?
Well,
it's costing me quite a bit on a daily basis.
None of them were in there. So if you burnt it to the ground, you're not losing anything. Anyway,
It's
listen.
a shame. They should have been.
I would like to take this time to let YouTube know specifically that the opinions expressed by Dave on the Vex podcast are solely his own and not supported by the network. As a future congressman of these United States, I love America and will defend her to the death. No.
I said that too.
Let's be honest, okay? If you go back to the Bible, pretty old book, politicians have been shit since the beginning.
Agreed.
By definition, if you put yourself in that situation where you are a politician, where you're kissing babies and shaking hands and slapping backs and like, oh, I'm your buddy, just to represent them, and then you get voted in, and then you learn that one person can't change the fucking shit fucking brigade. Like, it's like a, when the snow falls? Avalanche. Yeah. It's a shit avalanche. And if one congressman stands up, he ain't gonna do shit. I have seen footage of congressmen, like an old white man, getting in front of an empty Congress with the camera running, not unlike this podcast, and he would just decimate big oil or decimate where they're like killing kids with electricity and things that they know better. And no one cares. No one cares. And then the worst part of being in Congress is that as soon as you get in, after 6 months, you're worrying about your reelection again.
Yep.
And that's what your energy is. Ouroboros is like the snake. You're just you're eating yourself. You're never getting anything done because the whole thing is I have to get back in. What is your opinion of that girl?
That girl.
From New York City. She's the Spanish chick whose name I don't remember.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
What are your thoughts? Except for the fantastic tits, of course.
I mean,
because they are fantastic.
I think some of her conclusions are misguided.
Yeah, she seems dumb, I think is a good way to put it. Cute.
But that's okay.
Why is that okay?
Because there's a lot of dumb people. I mean, look, if she's that dumb, somebody voted for her. So what does that say about them? So there's your answer to that.
Number one, she's adorbs. She's adorbs. That goes a long way.
I will say this. As misguided and incorrect as I believe 95% of the things she says are, a part of me has to, sort of respect the grit a little bit. She'll go out there and sling it. Good for you, She will strongly voice opinions that she believes in. And so, cool on you. That's awesome. I also think at this point, she's probably just a shill for the Democratic Party.
It's theatrics.
Yeah.
I've seen her a few months ago get in front of Congress or whatever it is, and she just lost her mind. And she's like, rah, rah! And they compared it. She kind of took mannerisms from someone as like Martin Luther King, who actually did things. You know what I mean? And his passion. And she was just talking about dumb things like in like political nonsense, like nothing of merit. And she's like, and the people, and you're just like, you're shit.
Yeah.
This isn't real. Like, integrity matters. I guess it doesn't actually. I guess it really doesn't, because the former president is going to get indicted this week, right?
Yep.
And he's going to do we're not getting political. And there'll be a perp walk, I guess. And it's like it's a show. It's theater. The whole thing is there. That guy's never going to jail.
Nope.
He's a cajillionaire. And one thing O.J. Simpson fucking taught me is if you have enough money, and you're likable enough, and you're the juice, maybe you could chop up some people. Now, as the great Chris Rock said...
OJ didn't do it, so it's all right.
All right, can I ask a question about that? If he was criminally innocent, why was he civilly guilty?
I can't answer that question.
Because he did it. Or did he just half do it?
Did he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The juice kills people. And when the juice dies, I'm hijacking. When the juice dies, and they're going to crack his head open, the frontal lobe damage from running into all those people with footballs over the years is why he did it. Like, he didn't want to chop her up. He was just like, it's funny. I thought he was bigger than he was. He weighed then what I weigh now.
Yeah.
Not that big. Not small.
Too.
Not small, but not that big. I mean, she was 5'2" or some shit. So that's pretty, like, you could do damage to a woman.
Right, so can I run one theory by you?
You would think it's the sun, don't you?
There you go.
You do, don't you?
I don't necessarily think that, but it's the only theory that I've heard of all of them
that makes a little bit of sense.
That has credence.
I agree with that, because the knives.
Yep.
He left early from work and they were busy. It wasn't. You know how they cut you in that they weren't. They were busy.
Yeah.
And they didn't know where he was. He doesn't have a thing.
Why would an alibi?
All right, but here's the thing. I'm gonna ask you this. This is important. Okay. O.J. Simpson, notorious cokehead. Fact. Does have probably frontal lobe damage.
Oh yeah, he's got CTE all day.
What was the motivation for this kid, early 20s, to brutally chop them two up? What would be the motivation?
The motivation is always up for discussion.
Without motive, it's hard for you to fucking convict someone in my brain.
So, the claim is that she was still trying to take OJ for a lot of shit. She was also banging this new guy that also got hacked to pieces that night. And OJ Jr., I don't really know what his name is.
Neither do I. Is that fucked up?
I'm just going to go with OJ.
OJ Jr. The Juice Jr.
OJ Jr. I have no idea what the kid's name is. But he just lost his shit because he wasn't cool with what his mom was doing to his dad. It was a messy divorce that's very well publicized. It's a thing. Maybe the kid just really loved his dad and saw eye to eye. And maybe deep down she was a real shit person. Hey, the devil's nice to everybody, right? That's what you said. You said that.
I've had ex-wives. I wanted to chop.
I
wanted to chop one of their heads off at one point. I didn't. That's the thing, though. No frontal lobe damage. Like, I'm gonna fuck this. Want to get real? Let's get real.
Fuck, I got hours. Let's go.
You've got a room to your right.
I do.
Do you see where the clock is?
Yep.
Okay. That is a cabinet. Now, they can't see it, but you can.
I can.
I'm standing on this side of the table by the stove. She's standing next to the cabinet, being a complete cunt from hell.
That spells cunt.
Vile things spewing from her mouth. And this had been going on at this point for several months. I discovered in March that she was cheating on me. She didn't physically leave till the following March. We had to file papers. We had to get divorced. Oh. It was a thing. Property, all kinds of shit, right?
Okay. This sounds good.
But she wouldn't leave. And I kept saying, I'm like, just leave. This is my house. Just leave. And she's like, no, I live here. We're married. I'm not leaving. And we were legally married. So you got to kind of eat some shit. So I'm going to say late summer, which is a good 7 months into the crazy, right? Maybe 6 months into the crazy. Maybe it's fall. I'm standing there. She's standing there. And in my brain, I could see my hand grabbing the side of her face and smashing her into that wall 70 or 80 times. And the kid was playing in his room. And I was like, I have to leave right now. Because I'm going to fucking hurt this person.
Yeah.
And I just shut my mouth. I walked into the other room. I got my wallet. I walked out the front door. I got into my car and I went to a movie. And when I came home 3 hours later, hey, she wasn't around. She had shut the fuck up. I could go into my bedroom and hide from her, which was an awesome way to live, let me tell you. And yeah. So but no frontal lobe damage, thank God. Had I been damaged frontal lobally, you're married. Sometimes these people can say things that are incendiary to you, that can inspire rage in your heart. Possibly, I don't know. But you don't do anything. If you have frontal lobe damage, and now here's something, I don't know if you know this about the OJ case. I can't believe we're discussing this. It's only been fucking 30 fucking years. 29 years ago. OJ did a TV pilot.
Does that Bronco still exist? And if it does, what's it worth?
I fucking hope so. Because in California, it wouldn't rust from road salt, so it's probably still around.
It's
Okay, gotta be around. He sold it actually at one point because he was broke. He's still broke. He not broke. He lives better than we do. He did a TV pilot, which you can Google and look this up. He took extensive knife training on this thing. And in his car happened to be a collection of these high-end fucking knives that were used for it was like a boat thing, and he had to chop up fish. And they taught him how to do all this shit. So you don't hold a knife like this, you hold a knife like this, things like that. Killing ways, right? And he had done 7 or 8 weeks of extensive knife training a year before that. And they didn't show this in the trial, but that's a thing. I am not as adept with a knife as O.J. Simpson is because I didn't take 8 weeks of training for it. Thoughts?
Correct. But it doesn't take much training to stab somebody.
But to hack her head off the way it was done?
That's just rage.
I feel like the son wouldn't have the rage that the fucking father
I think
would.
that's the only reason the son would have done it.
I don't know.
I feel like blind rage is the only thing that would have drawn him to do that.
Why was the blood in O.J.'s Bronco?
Because he picked his son up after he called him.
How come the son wasn't in the Bronco?
Because he dropped him off already.
Timeline doesn't work. Because they figured out kind of when the murder happens, right? They have people who place OJ. It was like an 11-minute drive between house to house. And someone saw OJ careening heavy, and they have a circle area. I hate those circles, by the way. And OJ...
A roundabout?
A roundabout!
Worst fucking thing ever. I hate... Fuck you. Whoever... Look it up right now.
England.
Producer.
No, England. They're from England.
I want the answer to who invented the roundabout.
A British guy. They're a
He
thing.
deserves to be punched
A city
in the mouth.
planner in Britain made that.
He deserves to be punched in the mouth.
Now, Jersey adopted them. Fuck that. They're taking them out, I heard again, though. And then there's one here.
One more... As if we needed one more reason to hate New Jersey.
Aw. Where is Baby Vex? We just got asked.
Far away from me.
Yeah, Dave, it turns out, hates Baby
I
Vex.
don't like Baby Vex.
Yeah.
So it maybe is growing on me.
Did you see the tattoo I added to the back of his head?
Yeah, I saw it on camera last week.
No.
Yes.
Hold tight.
It's on the show last week. I made you turn around and put it on camera.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, there's more?
Ha-ha! All right, keep talking.
But wait, there's more.
Keep talking.
So, maybe the Baby Vex is growing on me slightly after I saw pictures from the Starscream and New Legacy show last Saturday, in which Baby Vex was present and was surrounded by many PBR oh my fucking God.
Right!
We've gone too far.
I spent the money!
We've gone too far now.
I did it! I spent the money. Dun 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 dun.
Oh my God.
Baby Vex.
It's not okay.
Put him right here.
Oh God damn it, that thing. I fucking hate that.
He's cool as fuck. He's
Should
fun.
be-
Yeah. Well, he's trans. It's a he now. You have to respect my authority.
You can do whatever you
Dave,
want
we're 58 minutes in.
That's what we do.
We got to 3 of them.
Do you realize that at some point in this little journey of ours here that our podcast would be over right now?
Yeah.
What the fuck have we talked about? Fucking nothing. We got not 1 but 2 phone calls from Johnny Zero.
He was upset.
He kind of was.
He loves that band, by the way.
Twisted Sister?
The MC5's like his favorite band ever. But they're not metal.
That's a weird band to have as your favorite band.
They're pretty cool, though. Because of him, I've learned a lot. I actually went to their reunion show.
I'm not saying I disliked them.
Check out the jams, motherfucker!
I'm just saying it's a weird band to be your favorite band.
Pretty good band.
I know some people who have weird favorite bands.
Such as?
A very good friend's older brother, who I'm also friends with. His favorite band is The Offspring.
They're not bad.
But it's weird for it to be your favorite band, isn't it? Like that, I don't know too many people that pick The Offspring as their favorite band.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, I know one guy. Like that's
They're
a
like,
weird favorite band, isn't
I
it?
loved Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Hell yeah, it's awesome.
They were Spanish and Asian women in that video that I adored.
Yeah, they looked exactly like the girls from the Fanta commercial that came out around the same time.
Ah, Fanta.
Don't you want a Fanta?
Do you remember the Doritos girl?
Yeah.
Fuck, she was hot.
What was her name? Allie something.
Who gives a fuck? Doritos
her
girl.
Her name was Allie Landry.
Dude, I would have eaten anything that came out of her body. I loved her. Super Spanish chick. Oh, I got problems, man.
That's a thing.
This week it's an Asian thing, so we're good.
Yeah, you got the yellow fever.
Yeah.
That's
I keep calling.
a quote from a film, not my own creation.
I keep calling her Viet Cong. She doesn't like that.
No, probably not.
It doesn't go over well.
Oh, Jesus, you can't do that, man.
No, I can though.
I mean, you can, but it's kind of fucked up.
It's funny that we can say all these racial stuff and YouTube's fine with it.
Like,
but go, whoa! Don't bring up the fucking old president. Whoa. All right, ready? You ready for this one?
First off, that joke's from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, so it's not me.
He became part of the presidential cabinet later. Did you know that?
Cal Penn.
What the fuck? The weed guy?
Yeah, that guy.
The weed guy.
It's a thing. That movie's spectacular.
And the other one became Mr. Sulu.
Yeah.
In the modern movies. And they made him gay because Sulu's gay. Did you see that?
Yeah, no, but good for him. I was getting all the dick.
Oh my god, remember the fucking love interest in that fucking movie? That little Spanish girl? Look at your face.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes!
Maria.
Is that her name? Who gives a shit?
That's her name in the movie, yes. I don't know her
She
real
was,
name.
she was so beautiful. I don't know why she's not more famous. She was on The Shield for like 3 seasons.
Okay.
Oh, I love her. Oh, if you're out there, if you're not watching,
She's probably not watching because not many people are.
someday. All right. If I say ringwoodite, what does that mean?
What?
Scientists have discovered a massive ocean beneath the surface of the Earth.
Oh, you did send me a
It is
photo of this article.
encrusted and saved inside of something called ringwoodite.
I wouldn't
It is
drink it.
more water under the fucking crust than on the surface of the entire planet, which is 72% water. What are your thoughts?
So, one, I want to drink it.
Okay. You probably do, actually. I can explain that. Keep going.
It's probably insanely healthy for you.
There's a theory. You know how we never run out of water?
Yeah.
And no one can figure out why? Because all the water that's rained down is recycled from the planet.
That means at some point, everybody out there, the water that you drank has probably touched a turd at this point.
And it's been piss.
Yeah,
it's
you drank shit and piss water your whole life. How's that feel?
fine.
Apparently, you need to do it.
I'm a Philadelphian, it turns out.
Were you allowed to drink water?
Oh my god. So fucking Gypsy Fire Pants went motherfucking crazy. I hope you're listening, because you went motherfucking crazy. Okay, she works in ShopRite, okay? So her job, unfortunately for her, is sometimes customer facing, which she does not enjoy.
I don't
And
know what
these
that means.
you when someone comes in complaining and screaming, she has to deal with
Oh,
it.
customer
right?
service.
Customer service, customer facing.
That's a stupid fucking name for it.
Well, here's why. You could work at ShopRite and be a butcher in the back and never see anyone. Do you understand?
I work in back, I see no smiles.
But then you live in the freezer and that'll fuck you up. Like if you spend 8 hours a day in the freezer,
I would.
it'll fuck you up. I'm just giving you an example. Yes, baby Vex. Okay. So she's working. Is that it can't be? Look at how cute he is. He's so adorable.
I'm gonna punch that thing so
He's
bad.
so cute. I mean, you can punch him. He has no feelings. I'm not a real boy. Anyway, she works in this place. I get up Sunday after our show, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the store and get some groceries, because I don't really keep a lot of food stocked.
Because you don't cook.
I was going to cook that day.
Holy shit!
I cooked.
With your new knives that you bought that you cut your finger on because you don't cook.
That was fucking direct. Their knives as fuck though. They look great over there. Now I have 2 knife blocks because that's important for life. So for a guy who can't cook. So I go to the store. There's giant fucking signs. We have no water.
Yeah.
And I was like, something's happening. I don't watch the news. I'm like, I should probably peruse the Facebook and see what's happening.
This is your first foray into the fact that there was no water.
So I didn't care. I have gallons saved in my refrigerator. I have a filtration system. I have gallons. I don't give a fuck about water. I'm fine. I'll find it. Anyway, drink your own piss if you have to. Huh? Classy. Actually, you could survive, if you don't want to, on like milk and soda and shit for years.
Oh, yeah.
Years!
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to. Like, I do love me some fucking water, but I have gallons of water. So it doesn't
Who
matter.
was it? Was it Duff said he hadn't drank water in like 7 years?
Yeah. He's like, I hadn't at all. Like,
That's fucking disgusting.
vodka.
It's a clear liquid.
It's clear.
Fine.
It's clear, right? And orange juice, a lot of orange juice. So here he is. I go to the store, I'm there, and I'm walking around, and I'm seeing like little old people with like individual water bottles just stacked across the front of the carts, and I'm like, something's happening. So I buy my sausage and the shit I was gonna buy to make dinner, and I get out and I get my car.
Did you make dinner?
Oh yeah.
What'd you make?
Not spaghetti, pasta and sausage.
Ah.
It was glorious. I still have some left on the side to make another meal.
Sure, it's spectacular.
It is. Oh, it's really good. It's not like Dave cooking, but it's
No,
good
it's
for
not.
the things I do make are very good. Do you like steak? I don't know you.
Yes.
Do you like medium rare?
Of course.
If you will allow me, I will make you steak and vegetables that will blow your mind.
Maybe not the vegetables.
But no, trust me. I make them fun.
Okay.
I make them fun.
I
Do
believe
you like carrots?
Yes.
Everybody likes carrots, right? And do you like broccoli?
I do.
Yeah, I got you. That's all I make.
All right.
It's fucking banging. It's like a meal.
Delicious.
And then, so when I date a girl, that's one of the meals I make. Like, oh my God, you cooked for me. I'm like, yeah, shut up. So.
That'll never happen again. Touch my dick. Yeah.
They like the way your dick tastes. That quote was on my fucking Instagram all week.
I got dessert.
That was pretty good.
Bye.
So anyway, I go online and people are losing their fucking minds. Cream pies. That's how you make babies, bro.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna cover them in gooey stuff. Knives from the OJ collection from Johnny Mac. That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. I get in the car. I open up Facebook. People are losing their fucking minds. Then I start getting the messages from Philadelphia. Like they start texting me.
Nice.
And I was like, well, that's interesting. So then I check out the news and all. And they're like, oh, well, it won't hit us until midnight on Monday. So I'm like, all right, I get it. And now it's never happened, by the way. It never hit us.
Yeah.
Like they fixed it. Whoa!
Technical difficulties.
Whoa!
A producer could have saved that.
I guess it's a boring fucking topic, actually.
How is it a boring topic? Nothing we talk about is boring.
Welcome
We make it unboring.
To the live chat. Do I need to buy a new thingy? I gotta buy a new thingy.
Oh, it's going limp.
Is it look, it's going right now in front of me. Ooh. I gotta buy a new thingy. The one on that camera is to die for.
Just glue it on there.
I wonder if this will work. Yep, that'll work. Hi.
Does it swivel on there?
Yeah, why?
If you turned it 90 degrees, it wouldn't slide down anywhere past the knob and it would just sit on it.
So just spin this?
No, turn like this, turn this way.
I don't think.
Like, ready?
Yeah.
Look, do this.
Ah! Don't do that. There's a sticker. Don't do that.
Oh,
Do it on that one.
never mind. Okay.
The sticker's worth money.
Oh, well, shit. I won't do that then.
Yeah.
Ready? Do this.
To what?
Turn the phone this way. And then it won't slide down past the little knobby thing.
I get it. I didn't see that. It will. Look. We're doing this live on camera.
That's fine.
Isn't that
It doesn't
classy?
matter.
You're
We're
like,
articulating.
none of this matters.
Nothing really matters.
Anyone can see.
Nothing really matters.
Holy shit, Dave, you just fixed it. Now, I'm not in frame correctly, but that's all right.
Well, no, that's how you know I'm good at my job.
Oh, no. No, God, no.
Who is it now?
Yes, Johnny
Hey,
Zero.
Hey, listen, you were talking about the first detuning stuff like that.
Sweet Jesus Christ, man, that was an hour ago.
Well, you know what? I'm just fucking not as quick as you are, my friend, am I?
I'm really not that quick.
The
Have you ever seen me? I'm slow as
would
fuck.
probably other than She's So Heavy and the other Zeppelin song would be dick. But it should be known that Freddie Sonic Smith used to detune his guitar down to a drop D during that because that was what it was called when they would the connection on an amp where the black wire went, it was called black to calm. But because they were White Panther parties, they thought they meant black to communist. As crazy as that sounds, it's actually a true fact. And I just thought you'd find that really interesting. But
None of us found that interesting at all, actually.
well, Black to Calm was how the MC5 used to end their shows and stuff like that. But it wasn't because they had to kick out the jams, was taken off the air. I don't care what the popular crowd thinks. I'm not in the group think. But that's just telling you, that's something to consider because they were before Sabbath and they were before these guys. It was they weren't really promoting American bands in that time. It was all British invasion stuff. So it can't be understated how great the MC5 is and Sonic Smith and Fred Wing Kramer.
Do you mean it can't be overstated? Because it is understated.
It is.
Yes, understate is under, overstate is over. So it is understated. You said it can't be overstated, but you said under. Did you mean over?
I mean, it just can't be said enough. Sorry if I messed up.
I'm just saying, if you're going to use the word, use it correctly. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
not
Exactly.
sure what's going on.
Fair enough.
Oh, I know. That feeling you have right now, this is Johnny Zero.
I have no clue what's happening.
We know.
What?
Well, exactly. Yes.
You've confused my co-host tremendously.
I also just pissed my
man.
pants.
Wow.
That didn't have much to do with it, though.
All right, man. I'll see you later. I'll talk to you guys later. But what did you both say was the top 10? Were you saying the greatest heavy metal songs, top 10, or like the first heavy metal song? It seems to me like the criteria was, I may have gotten it confused or something.
You're correct in that statement that yes, you got the criteria completely incorrect because the initial topic was that we were discussing Rolling Stone's top 10 heavy metal songs.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, we didn't make a list. We were talking about a magazine's list that they published.
Who is this I'm talking to?
Dave,
Hal Freeman.
his name's Dave. He's my co-host.
Have I met him before?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, what do you think, Mr. Freeman, is the what did you think about their top 10 list? Now that I'm able to look at it.
Well, I agreed with most of it. And the songs that they picked for some of the bands, I didn't necessarily agree with. But I felt like a lot of the bands belonged on the list that were on there.
Okay.
Twisted Sister was not on the list. I'm sorry about that. I also enjoy Twisted Sister. I think Stay Hungry is an underrated album.
Oh, I think it's absolutely underrated. I think it's one of the greatest albums ever, to me. Personally.
I think Under the Blade is underrated, actually. I like Under the Blade a lot.
That is great too. That's great. There's a few of them in there.
Johnny Zero, what's your favorite Twisted
Especially in the
Sister
early
song?
Period.
If you had to pick one Twisted Sister song right now, what's your favorite?
You Can't Stop Rock and Roll.
Okay, not Burning Hell. That's my favorite.
There's there's Captain Howdy. There's let me think.
Isn't it Mr. Howdy?
I like them. I even like Heroes Are Hard to Find. I don't care if anybody thinks it's corny or not. Coming from them and the way they did that, I'm totally down with it, dude. I mean, when he did the Strangeland.
What were your thoughts about Dee Snider testifying in front of Congress with the PMRC?
Dude, that was like that's like a fucking superhero to me. I've based my whole life on that kind of shit, dude. I'm not kidding you.
Exactly how have you based your life on testimony from the 1980s?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has such a profound effect on me. You got to remember that I'm only, I just witnessed this stuff when I was a little kid. You know what I mean? But yeah, I still think it, man. I think he's the greatest. I think if they did fucking not one of these cheesy super band group things where it's like a TV show thing, but if they really had like the idea. Did you like the Traveling Wilburys? Yes or no?
100%. Yes, I'm a huge fan.
What's that?
I'm a huge fan. Yes.
Oh, me too. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
I get it. Fair enough, bro. So, dude, if they did a metal, hard rock, whatever thing like that, dude, I would definitely have him involved, dude. I mean,
Do you have any inner monologue, or you just live your life like this?
What's that?
Do you have any inner monologue, or do you just live your life like this?
The inner monologue? I'm having trouble hearing you.
All right, here's the question. Do you possess an inner monologue, or do you just say everything out loud like this all the time?
I guess it's probably the same thing, right?
We gave you two options. You didn't take either one.
Yeah, both.
Yes,
Both.
Both.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
No, but you can hear me, so I'll send the questions.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't being a dick. That's why that guy was.
Bro, no one's being a dick. Everybody's fine.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm just having trouble hearing, bro. That's
I understand. I'll help you.
Yeah.
Did OJ kill his ex-wife?
John.
Yeah.
Did O.J. Simpson kill his ex-wife and Ron Goldman?
Of course. I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Well, that's what we're asking you. What's your opinion on the subject?
I don't know, dude. I wasn't there. Yeah, probably. Yes.
You don't think it was O.J.'s son, possibly?
I thought that for a while.
So did Dave. Dave thought the same thing.
Yeah, I tried.
It's the only way you can get around the DNA
I
evidence.
can't really take credit for that because my brother thought the same thing. The son from the first marriage.
Yes.
Yeah. That could be a possibility, but I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know, but then there's other people who think it was just Al Cowlings, and we're all just stupid. You know.
AC? Ain't no way AC did that shit.
You know who this is. This is AC, damn it.
Right, exactly.
John, can we go now, honey?
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. Bye-bye. That's 3 calls.
That's amazing.
That's 3 calls.
Do you think he sat there for that entire hour?
Yes! And got mad. He was like, I'm going to research this shit.
I'm going to call them.
Fuck them. Back. They don't be knowing.
All right, so in the realm of call-ins, where does Johnny Zero rank?
For me, or you're asking the people listening?
Both. Where do you think it ranks? And anybody who's still listening to this podcast after Johnny Zero hijacked it from afar.
3 times.
3 times.
All right, Peanut Gallery. People on Facebook, people on YouTube.
Chime in.
Please let us know your opinion. How is Johnny Zero as far as a call-in guest goes on the Vex podcast?
We really need a producer to screen these fucking calls.
Tiffany, you didn't even fucking show up.
F-. You could have picked up Johnny Zero on the way.
He is great in studio.
I don't know if I could deal with that.
So I start to wrangle him in because he gets on my nerves, and then I make people uncomfortable. I'm like, stop it! Like, so it's a thing.
I was trying to guide the conversation somewhat by asking questions.
Yeah, but you notice that's impossible, right?
Turns out it is.
It's just not a thing.
And then he thought I was mad at him.
No, he thought you were cocky.
Well,
he was like, what?
He's right about that.
I could tell you offended him slightly.
I am slightly arrogant, but not in a bad way, I don't think.
Interesting. So, thoughts of the water? All right, so all this...
we're still talking about
Well, what are we going to do? We're trying to stay on topic. So, if the theory now is that all the water circulates through the undercurrent before it comes back and becomes part of us, and that might be the filtration system, which is pretty amazing.
Okay.
And it's like much more water underneath than there is on top.
So, water in general kind of weirds me out. Like the ocean especially. The ocean is terrifying.
That's it? That's all you got?
Like, there's shit down at the bottom of the ocean that we don't know what the fuck it is.
Truth?
I think I read something once that said, like, they've only ever...
A small percentage, like 5%.
Yeah, like 12% of the ocean has been, like, studied and shit like that.
That's true. I fucked this camera all up, though.
That's okay. It's fucked up. Fuck it. This whole podcast has been fucked up because of madness occurring.
Madness occurring?
Madness, our house.
All right, are you one of those people that believes that there's an inner Earth where there's an entire civilization?
No, I don't think there's inner Earth people.
They found water.
However, I do know where there are weird people.
You know, it's on the list. Now, you're jumping ahead, but I'm going to go with it. Explain, sir.
What we're alluding to is the Las Vegas mole people. Now, I did some digging after you sent me this because I wasn't.
You found this. I didn't do this one. You're a dick. Don't bring this on me. Don't put that. What is it? That badness on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't put that mojo on
That's
me, Ricky
it.
Bobby.
John Quimby, his name is Steele, says Johnny Zero is good in his book.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What? All right.
You said if you wanted people in the Planet Gallery to fucking rock off.
Okay.
Remember the question?
Yeah. The Las Vegas mole people. Apparently, there are people that live. There are apparently 520 miles of either abandoned or unused subway and sewer tunnels under the city of Las Vegas.
For what though? Like sewer? They don't use them anymore? Like I'm confused.
Some of them are used, but some of them were like offshoots that city planners laid out and they started to build and were abandoned for one reason or another. I don't know what the fuck that was.
I'm bad at this. Keep going.
Others are part of an infrastructure for subways that never got built under the city. But apparently they've now been taken over basically by people who are either homeless or drug addicted or just really looking to drop out of society. And the first thing I thought of was Demolition Man.
What's the comedian's name?
Dennis
Leary.
Leary.
Dennis
Yeah.
Leary.
And they lived under the city because they didn't want to live by the fucking weird rules of the fucking city. And some of the people down there are like that. And if you watch these interviews about some of these people, there have been a couple interviewers go down there and talk to these people. And some of them are fairly intelligent and well-spoken. And they just don't want to be part of society anymore.
It's not junkies. I thought it would just be junkies.
95%
I really did.
of them are junkies.
Because
yes,
if you're not numbing yourself with chemicals, I feel like you're going to want to invest or be a part of the whole fucking ordeal.
Some people are hiding down there because they have active warrants. The large majority of them are drug addicts. One dude goes down there and one of the guys explains to him that you have to pick certain tunnels to go down depending on which drugs you're looking for.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
There's like a market.
Because, not so much a market, but because the heroin addicts and the meth heads are very intolerant of each other and will not commingle in each other's tunnels.
You gotta make sense though. Like some people are nodding out. The other guy's fucking constructing mass fucking pyramids underground.
They don't get along at all, apparently. And there are stories, they didn't find any of these people, but there are stories that say there have been people down there so long that there is now a second generation of people that live down there, that were born down there, that are in their teens and late and early 20s, that have never lived above ground.
Have they seen daylight, however?
Probably to an extent, but not really.
No. I feel like you could go and sun in the backyard of the fucking tunnel if you just go outside. I've seen the videos of it.
Okay, so you live in a hole in the ground, and the place you decide to pop your head out for sunlight is the Las Vegas desert. No, you'd literally catch on fire. Spontaneous human combustion would occur.
I don't agree with any of that.
What are your thoughts on the mole people?
This second generation thing that here's the words. You said no one found them. They just discussed it.
Correct. They hadn't found.
So I don't feel. I don't think that's real.
No one could attest to anyone they interviewed could not attest that they were a second generation mole person.
Yeah. So then it's not to the point where it's I can't speak on it really in a negative light because I live in Philadelphia, and if you go to Kensington,
yeah,
we have our own version. They're just above ground.
Yep.
And they're zombies, and there's an open air drug market. I remember literally somebody who worked with me, we had a falling out. He OD'd and died. Yeah. Because he went down there and he'd gotten to some pills, and what's that stuff that's killing everybody?
Fentanyl.
He didn't know it was fentanyl. Then he took it and he went to his mom's house and just died in bed. Which is fucking sad. Your mom gets up the next day, hey, you're going to move and you're a corpse. And he's, what, 45 years old at the time? He was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, he was not a kid, but he was young.
That's fucked up.
43. And, like, I remember his sister reaching out to me, and she was like, well, you had tagged my brother in a bunch of stuff because he used to work for me. And she's like, you know, here's his service. And I just cringed. I was like, ooh.
No.
Ooh. Yeah, he said some vile things to me when he quit. A lot of people do, actually.
What is it about you?
No, it's the people I give opportunity to and chances to. They're fringe of society people. They are.
It's okay.
So when it goes ass up and it's going to her tits up, it's going to go bad once in a while. They don't respond maturely. It's not me. It's who I select. But I like giving second chances. I like being open. And you know, frankly speaking, you get cash. End of the day, it's good stuff. As long as you show up, we're good. But you know, some people don't show up.
Yeah, especially if they get cash the day before.
That's a thing.
So would do that.
I don't know. I remember being in my 20s. Remember when you saw Fight Club for the first time?
Yes.
And he kills his boss, right? He doesn't in the movie, but in the book, he kills his boss.
Okay.
And I had a boss. When I saw this movie in 99, I had a boss. And I was like, I like to blow up my boss. That'd be cool. So I'm now the boss, unfortunately. So it's not that there's anything with me. The authority figure is the authority figure. Is there issue? I mean, you don't have to say this on camera if you don't want to, but you have a job.
I do.
Do you have issues with management occasionally?
Yes.
So you understand.
100%.
But you're an adult. If you were 21 and you had nothing, you didn't care, nothing to lose, you'd be like, fuck you, suck my balls, blah, blah. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it goes down, you know?
Yeah, I say that now anyway, and then I just show up again the next day.
You do that story, don't you?
What's that?
Well, it's an SNL story, which then he used on Seinfeld.
No.
Oh, I'm glad you don't know this fucking story.
I don't. Let's go. I'm excited.
Larry David is his name?
Yes, Larry David.
So Larry David used to be a writer on SNL. And he was like trying to get a sketch on, and they were fucking with him. And he's like, you know what? Fuck this! Fuck this place! Fuck you! Fuck you! You're cool! Fuck you! I'm out! I resign! And he leaves. He leaves on like Friday night, right? He leaves. The show's live the next day in 20 hours, 24 hours, whatever it is. And he goes home and he was like, this is the 80s. And I was making $100,000 a year to write comedy. I
may have made a mistake.
I think I fucked up. I tell you what I'm going to do. And all weekend he worries about it. He's like, I'm going to go in Monday and act like nothing ever happened. And he's like, if they call me on it, that's different. I get it, but I'm going to try it. And he goes in Monday, and they just all saw him and kind of snickered, and no one called him on his shit. And he never left, and he never had his check cut off, and he never resigned, right? Years later, they're
my fucking hero.
They're writing for Seinfeld, and George Costanza, who's supposed to be Larry David, he's like, I think George is going to quit. And then he's going to agonize all weekend with Jerry, and he's going to come in Monday and act like nothing ever happened. And it's a pretty good Seinfeld episode. But it's not that the episode is good. The fact that he did it in life with huge stakes, a lot of money.
Yeah.
$100,000 in 1984 is a lot of money. It's pretty cool. I like that happened.
Dude, Larry David is funny as shit, dude. Did you ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Every single episode.
Oh, the episode where he gets stopped by the cops in the carpool lane with the hooker and the bag of weed. He gets arrested.
Everything with Leon touches my heart.
It's pretty good.
JB Smooth.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing stuff.
It's a great show.
It is
More
a great
people
show.
should watch it.
They do. It's a hugely successful program. It's not like it's a big deal.
Usually when I say it to people, like, you ever watch that show? Like, not that many people say yes.
I don't know. I know a lot of people.
Far more people have seen Seinfeld than have seen Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Not everybody pays for HBO.
Also true.
In this day and age.
At the time when it came out, I never watched it because I didn't have it.
No, that's my point. So in 2023, people don't have cable. I dated a woman a month ago, 2 months ago. I don't fucking know. It didn't go well. She had a neck thing.
Her. I know who you're talking
Remember the neck
about.
thing?
I do.
The neck. She might be watching.
I don't care.
You ghosted me. And then you texted me like nothing ever happened. You ghosted me.
She tried to get her job back. She
pulled the Seinfeld. This
Larry
woman
David.
had a beautiful home. Bigger than my house. And my house is kind of big. Way bigger, right? Beautiful home. In like way out. Like it was like KOP area. Like nice. And I remember calling it like a mini mansion. I'm like, you're a fucking mini mansion. She's like, it's not a mansion. It's a fucking mansion. I think there's like 4 living rooms and shit. Like it's a thing. I have two.
Yeah.
I have 2 living rooms. I'll get there. So I go there.
One of them's filled with band equipment.
Shut up. So that's why you need 2. So I go to this beautiful home. We're hanging out. She doesn't have cable. Now she's a director and makes at least on par a year what I make, maybe more. Maybe
Director
more.
of what?
Computer engineering and stuff.
Okay.
But no,
not like films.
No, but director level in management
Okay.
is like when you're a director, you fucking make money. You're over 6 figures automatically. You're a director. It's just the way it works. I've dated 2 directors in a row, actually. It was very nice. Anyway, she won't pay for cable. Now, she's a little crazy with hoarding her money, which I'm not a fan of. Hey, hoard your money. I don't hoard my money. I'm going to die. It's okay.
Yeah, it's
bought a lot of shit, Look behind me. But
I like my shit.
my point is she makes a very comfortable living, and she still had money coming in from her soon-to-be ex-husband for the child and all that stuff. Like they had money, like a lot of money. She won't pay for cable. She's becoming a thing because I pay $172 a month for all my internet. I have 2 televisions and 2 cable boxes, and I have all the pay channels. It's not a bad deal for $172 a month.
No, it's really not bad.
But then I pay for Netflix, and then I pay for fucking Amazon Prime, which I've never selected. It just took out of my account one day. You know that story, right?
Yeah.
Happened to everybody. And so that happened. And then
It's on my phone.
I got a Disney thing. I got a Hulu thing. I'm spending money, right? Every month. You're looking at over $200 just for the entertainment streaming in your life.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, the reason people might not watch Curb Your Enthusiasm is a lot of human beings are no longer paying for cable, let alone HBO.
I do not pay for cable.
So when did you cut it? When did you cut it off?
Recently, within a year.
What do you do for Eagles games? That's my only wrinkle.
You can download like CBS and Fox Sports.
So you have to pay for that.
Yeah.
See, I don't do that.
Why?
I don't know.
Still comes out to be less than cable that you're paying for anyway.
So, there's a giant squirrel behind you.
Huge, like just large for a squirrel, or like 6 feet tall. And I should be
Just
concerned.
large for a squirrel. He's outside, but he's like right behind you, and you're fucking. Can they see it in the camera?
We're gonna fight. I'm gonna fight that squirrel.
He's probably eating the fucking bus for Starscream right now.
You have squirrels in the bus?
Oh my god! During the pandemic, we didn't play shows, right?
Yeah.
So the bus was abandoned for like 6 months or something, and then our drummer like broke his foot. It was a whole fucking ordeal. He went skateboarding, and he like, I don't know what's that thing called, the Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
He like tore his Achilles tendon.
Yeah, I know.
He came to practice and would play with his left foot, but he wouldn't do a show. It was all fucked up. So anyway, that happened.
I found that out because we shared a practice space with this other band.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes.
They broke up too.
Well.
Just saying.
Did they? I thought he liked that band.
Oh, they broke up though.
I thought he liked that band better than Starscream.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Like tremendously so.
Are you sure it wasn't Starscream, or was it just you again?
At the end, he said it was just me. Pretty cool, right? Consistent. I don't like how Vex talks to people, was the
Cool.
exact verbiage. We made nice. We're friends.
If he wants to start another band, I know a bass player.
I know too.
They have a practice.
And they didn't like each other either, it turns out. So what are you going to do? Anyway, what was I talking about?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Oh, the bus!
Squirrels, the bus.
We had an impromptu barbecue here in the middle of the pandemic, the summer of 2020, and I had him come over and bring some of his neighbors, one of which I hooked up with for a while. It was pretty cool. So
Is she a director? No.
she will be eventually. She's very motivated.
Good for her.
Yeah. I was talking about her last night. She very much thinks she runs things, and I very much think I run things. And that doesn't go together, it turns out.
No.
Does not go together. So we tried. Like 3 times. Anyway. We were having the party, and he's like, show him the bus! Because he's like half lit. And I was like, cool. Like, everybody gets on the bus. Like, this is neat. And I go to crank it, and it's like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's weird. And I pop, it's a bus, so the engine compartment's inside.
Yeah.
And you slide it back, and there's just wires chewed the fuck up.
Uh-huh.
Like the coil and shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
So then I bought a new wire. I got it on eBay. It came, I put the wire on the coil, the whole thing. It ran for a day. It ate it again. And then Jim Schaefer, who's the not the original, but the second bass player from a band called The Broken. He was like our guy. He's still my friend. He's a squirrel person. He likes squirrels a lot. He was like, get some cayenne pepper and water and mix it up in a squirt bottle and go spray the whole engine down. And they never came back ever again.
That's awesome. That's cool.
I got to spray the fucking Corvette engine down now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found there was mouse poop in my Corvette.
Oh, that's not good.
It sits all winter though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was upsetting. In the back seat. There was no back seat, but the back area.
Area.
The area. All right, so
How many topics have we covered today? I feel like we broke a record.
1, 2, 3, 4. We did 4.
Wow. That's a lot for us.
Is it?
Maybe. I don't fucking know.
Did you hear what happened yesterday?
About?
Disney cut 7,000 jobs.
Why?
Downsizing. Money.
How is Disney downsizing?
I'm glad that you asked.
Disney's a motherfucking juggernaut.
Because they steered the Star Wars franchise into film oblivion.
Yes, that's
right?
True.
Fuck, you want to hear about Johnny Zero's end on that?
I don't know that I do.
Yeah,
I don't know that I can take any more Johnny Zero today.
It might hurt your face, to be truthful, if I'm being honest with you. But here's the thing. So he sent me 87 text messages before 12 o'clock yesterday about his massive hatred of Disney currently.
Oh, good. We're on the same page. I kind of hate them too.
What's your beef?
I feel like they just hijack shit and ruin it a lot. Like Star Wars. They fucked up Star Wars.
Well, that's the point. So the 7,000.
They have Marvel now too, right? Is that
yeah,
thing
they
too?
bought it.
And, why, Disney? Just go away.
Wow.
Just stick to kids' movies and your happy little town over there.
Did you? All right, I went down.
Adults who are really into fucking Disney, by the way, are a little strange to me too.
All right, now we can talk about a fucking topic.
All right, there we go.
I have been heavily dating in the past 4 or 5 years. Heavily dating, trying to find my simpatico mate, right? Any woman on a dating app who writes, I love Disney, and then has a picture with the ears on, delete. Our dear friend, I won't say his name, married a woman before the current wife, who I love, who fucking loved Disney. Like, loved it. Like, you'd go in their house, and there was a curio cabinet filled with Disney cunt shit as far as the eye could see.
Never mind.
My massive hatred of this woman transcends Disney. Mostly how she treated our dear friend, whose name I won't say.
But someone we both know.
Yes. She's such a cunt!
What do you think? There it is. Yes!
I hate her so much.
Yes!
I hate her.
Doesn't it feel good to let the C word out?
Oh, dude, I remember being 18 years old. My girlfriend's name was Nicole. Oh, Nicole. And I would just say cunt. She's like, you can't say that.
I just did.
I'm like, it's a fucking cunt. I'd walk around in a British accent because I thought I was in the Sex Pistols. But it's a fucking cunt.
Did you really do that? You did that?
In jest.
Oh, okay. Like, you didn't, like...
No, I didn't think I was British. But,
okay,
like...
Thank God. I was going to...
And I've faked a British accent my entire life. And then we go on tour in England. And I meet people. And it won't come out of my mouth.
It's not what they sound like.
No, it is. It is. And I can't do it. So I leaned into... And I was talking to me and King Sam. There were these 2 beautiful women. We're in London. And they're like there. And I'm like, hey. And I tried to make a joke like a Beavis and Butthead thing. I'm like, we're in a band. And she's like, oh my goodness, we're in a band. And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a fucking band.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But like they were mean. They made fun of our accent. It was a thing. They were so pretty.
Fuck them.
I wanted to.
But you
did. No. I had some fucking lying woman living in my house when I was on that tour. Her name was Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
You what?
Yeah. I go to England. We go to Europe for a month on tour, and I had a live-in girlfriend. Her name was Sarah. She was the worstest. Actually, no, she was the worstest. It's in the book.
Who was worse, her or the second ex-wife?
The stakes are higher in marriage.
Correct. Yes.
I'm gonna speak the truth, and I'm gonna ask your opinion. Okay.
Okay.
If Sarah's lips were moving, she was lying. That's a problem, right? When we finally broke up, I had to have another human being drive to my house and just sit on my couch and just navigate her leaving. So there was a witness. And then when she left, she claimed that I held her there against her will for 1.5 years and that I was raping her the whole time. To which all of my friends and my family were like, no. We met you. You came to our house for dinner.
Yeah.
We went to places together. That's not how rape works.
No, it's not. That's not how it goes.
So that was upsetting that she verbalized that.
Yeah.
That's like an accusation. This was my live-in girlfriend. For real, for real. I'd go to work and come home and she'd cook every day. That fucking won me over. I was a kid.
Let me tell you, that's a thing.
But then the second one is the cheating whore. Oh, but she cheated as well. As soon as I went on tour to Europe, she thought we were going to get a record deal. So did we, actually. And so she started trying to see this guy. Oh, my God. The guy in another band. Another band, a guitar player in another local band. Like, not somebody, like, awesome. Like, in a local band. That guy liked my Facebook default picture today. So we're still friends. I still look at him kind of funny, like, but, you know.
So anyway, listen, and I'm going to say this. With no harm meant by any of it, I'm sure there are people that are watching. There are many, many people that you and I know because of what we do that play guitar. There's many, many people that we know that play guitar really well.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but you know what? Singer to a guitarist is a downgrade.
I don't know about that.
I mean, all right, maybe just me.
I don't know about that. No, I don't. I think she's going to be involved in the music thing. I think I've noticed in my life that when a woman strays, at least for me, whoever is giving her attention, whoever that person is, who isn't me, gets their attention. Like, this person had to put something forward to let her know that it's in play. You know what I mean? Like, It wasn't just like a thing. And then it's weird. There's a parallel because then the third wife did the same thing. She slept with a drummer, who was shorter and
that's 100% a downgrade. Fucking drummers.
And fatter and older than me. Not that I'm bitter, but I'm pretty fucking bitter. But
Do you think she's watching?
No, I know he's not. It took everything in me not to put him through a wall. Everything in me. I know. Because I'm worth a lot more money than he is, and I'm aware of this fact.
Yeah.
But goddamn, that male ego thing in your chest, man. Like,
hey, you could have just stabbed them both.
Do you know how I caught them? Dr. Paulie.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? He sends me a picture, and we weren't that close back then.
Yeah.
We knew each other, but we weren't like homies like we are now. It's a long time ago. It's fucking 6 years ago. And he texted me, he's like, "Hey man, is this a picture of your wife?"
You know, I got to, first off, before anything, let me just give you credit. The tone was a bit off, but that was a solid Paulie. that was pretty strong. That's kind of how he talks.
That's exactly how he talks. And so it's a picture of my cunt ex-wife sitting on this guy's lap, holding his hand. And by what she's wearing, I figured out what day it is. And I was like, motherfucker, it's a photo on Facebook, you fucking moron. And this happens at like 7:30 in the morning. And I kicked open her fucking door over there because she didn't live with me. We were breaking up. And I was like, really? Give me back my fucking ring. She kept the ring, by the way. She kept it. She kept my fucking ring. The ring that Angie's husband enabled me to purchase because he got me that job. He gets inside joke. Angie gets it.
Is she watching?
Yeah, Angie's watching.
Hooray!
She doesn't fit the bill for a Disney cunt. She loves Disney, but she's not a cunt. That's what she said.
All right.
And she wrote C. She wouldn't write cunt.
Coward.
I do love Angie, though. She's the bestest. That girl can cook. Angie can cook.
Yeah, probably.
It's like pretty great stuff.
That's a thing.
All right, so hold on. There's more. We literally have 1, 2, 3, 4 more things to. Oh no, though we did 7,000 jobs from Disney. There were 3 more things to cover. We're not going to get them in.
No. And that's
What do you know about the neutron bomb?
Which one?
What do you
Just
mean?
in general, an atom bomb.
No. A neutron bomb is not an atom bomb.
Okay. Discuss. Obviously, not much.
There's differentials. So the atom bomb is the atomic bomb, right?
Yes.
The neutron bomb irradiates all living beings in the city because of the high exposure to the radiation in the small amount of time.
Yeah.
Doesn't destroy buildings, which is interesting, and doesn't last. You can do it and it clears out in like a week, and it's like it never happened.
Okay.
So
except all the people are gonna die.
They're vaporized. They're dead. So you come in, you clean out the dead. The infrastructure's still there. The cars are still there. The money's everything's there, and you can just move in. So if you're using a neutron bomb in a modern war thing, you'd fly over your enemy. You drop a fuck ton of neutron bombs.
Yeah.
Everybody dies. You wait 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. You come back in, move all the corpses. Now you have a new country. The United States was developing it and didn't have it figured out yet, but they were getting pretty fucking close in the 80s, right?
Yep.
And as one of the first caveats to try and end the nuclear arm race, Reagan submitted it up to the Russians because it wasn't formulated to work yet, that we'll take off the table and stop working on if they do A and B. And that's how they lowered the number of nuclear weapons in the Cold War. But as conceptually, as far as a bomb goes, it's much better than an atomic or nuclear because the fallout doesn't last.
Right.
So you can go decimate whatever you want to decimate. Everything alive is dead. Dogs, cats, babies, everything's dead. Everything. But then there's no radiation that lingers.
How's that possible?
What?
Radiation is radiation.
Well, I mean, I'm not a scientist. It isn't that kind of radiation, though. Like a nuclear fallout is splitting an atom. This neutron just has so much exposure in a finite amount of time that a living organism can't live through it. It's like lighting a match.
Okay.
So if you hold a match in your hand, it won't affect anything, right?
Right.
But when put against the fucking oxygen and a strike, it burns quick and then it's out. It's exactly the same kind of knowledge. Again, I'm not a scientist, but that's how it did work.
Okay.
I think it would have been like the most brilliant thing ever.
So it's you know what CERN is?
Yeah.
All right.
The Hydrogen Collider.
Yes, it's a giant particle accelerator.
Well, no. CERN's the company that owns it.
All right.
CERN isn't the collider.
Okay.
CERN's the company that
Either
owns
way.
it. Yeah. No, but they're a thing.
So it's a giant
They can make black holes.
particle collider that can essentially make black holes. And that's sort of along the same premise, I think, is that they just intensify the speed of atoms and particles until they crash into each other.
Yes.
And it's not technically splitting an atom,
No.
but the explosive force that comes from the two of them crashing into each other at such a high speed creates massive amounts of energy. Now, why haven't we harnessed this power for good? Why aren't we all not paying for a lifetime of electricity for free?
Well,
Why has it been weaponized
you just
and not used for the common good?
You just ignored my neutron bomb question.
I ran off on a fucking tangent.
No, tangents
I
are fine.
apologize.
I want to come back to it, though.
Okay, cool.
But the answer for you is, and this is a very simple answer, greed.
Yeah.
It's not even fucking difficult to decipher. Of course not. I didn't know this till very recently myself. Do you think the electric car is a new thing?
No, it was developed in the 50s.
No, it was developed in like the 10s.
Okay.
I didn't know this. I learned this recently.
It was developed for mass production in the 50s.
But the technology, no, you're right. But
Yeah.
the technology in like 1910, they came up with it. There were scooters zipping around New York City that were like fucking electric.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know. I didn't even know this existed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And the reason that they steered it towards natural gas and fuel and all that is for money.
Yeah.
Oil wasn't a thing. Oil was so prevalent at the turn of the century, they used it to like cool down machinery and shit. Like they didn't know what to do with it. And then when they could turn it into like fuel and like, you made the oil empires and Exxon and all that shit. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Which is billions of dollars a century or so later.
And it's billions of dollars here.
What do you mean here?
In America, it's billions of dollars.
Well, it's everywhere though.
If you look at where the oil comes from and who is dealing the oil all over the world, there are like sheiks over in Saudi Arabia who, because their family owns this business and they don't have to disclose financials, that are probably trillionaires.
Oh yeah, I know.
That they live absurd lives.
Well, that's that whole city that I never remember the name of in the Middle East. What's it called?
Dubai.
They built their own like water thing in the desert.
Yeah.
Like now, a lot of people didn't know this, and I don't know if you know this, and we're going down a rabbit hole. They used more or less slave labor to build everything. Dude.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. You get the impression because they're trillionaires.
They send planes up once a week to seed clouds so that it rains there.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fucking hundreds of thousands of people that are brought into that country and paid nothing.
Yes.
To build everything.
That's
what I'm talking about. Not their like manipulation of the fucking weather.
The whole world runs on slave labor, and don't let you think that it doesn't. In some form or another, somewhere along the chain, it does.
I like that they're starting to expose that these batteries for these electric cars are developed and mined in the most dangerous climate on the planet Earth, more or less using dark brown people as slave labor.
1,000%.
And I'm not political. I gotta stress this, YouTube, because you don't like us. That cunts. But people who are very far left and are very green, it's not about green. At the end of the day, it's just about money. No one gives a fuck about the environment who's in a position of power like that. They're lying to you and they say they do, but they don't give a fuck. It's about bottom line. Otherwise, as my friend just said 3 minutes ago, we'd all have renewable free energy by this point. Obviously, it exists in some capacity, and it would have. And then, I don't even know, remember the guy who was on the Joe Rogan podcast a couple of years ago, whose name I'm obviously blanking on, who said he worked at Area 51 back in the 80s. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, and I was just watching something about him.
He said
and I forget his
that
name.
in the vehicle he was working in, there was a very small nuclear reactor like the size of this water bottle.
Yeah.
And that it just, you couldn't put your hands on it, it just repelled it.
Yeah.
He said it only used gravity and it could run fast, like unbelievable fast. He's
Yeah.
like, if we could harness that to where every car in America just moved on gravity, there is no fuel industry.
Yeah.
And that's something they don't want to deal
That's the problem.
with. Yeah.
So, maybe I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent just because
Okay.
I've looked into this more than other things. If you're out there and listening and think that an electric car is the answer to saving the planet, no, you're really not. Just some things to think about. I'm not trying to steer you one way or the other. You do what you choose to do with your life. That's not my business. But number one, all right, try to find pictures of what a cobalt mine in Africa looks like.
It's pretty bad.
And who is doing the mining.
There's videos now.
It's mostly child labor. They're essentially slaves. They're paid pennies a day and, forced to work in horrible, unsafe, unhealthy conditions. It's pretty disgusting.
Understatement.
Number two, the other component of a car battery that is an electric car battery is lithium. If you ever Google what a lithium mine looks like and what it does to vast swatches of land where they mine lithium, it is so environmentally destructive to mine for lithium that it almost nullifies anything that an electric car would ever do.
So it kills the people mining it, right?
Yes.
Like, that's just a fact.
Yes.
They're going to die of motherfucker cancer soon.
Yes.
Just for
They're
doing that.
going to die from it.
And
yes.
that's how they feed their families. And so that ain't the answer.
It's like the coal miner back in the day.
I feel like it's quicker. The coal miner takes 20 years sometimes to get
Yeah.
you. This doesn't. It's going to knock you out in 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll be done.
On top of that, if you look at the batteries that come from electric cars, when one runs out, you might ask yourself, what do you do with it? What do you do with a battery once it dies from an electric car?
Landfill, bud.
No.
What?
Because you're not allowed to put it in a landfill because it's so fucking toxic.
I know that.
So where does it go?
Landfill, bud.
No.
Where?
They go to warehouses. Giant, endless warehouses where they just have rows and rows and shelves of these batteries because no one knows what to do with them.
No shit.
Yup. And last but not least, of course, when you plug in your Tesla into a charger somewhere, where do you think that electricity is coming from?
Natural gas.
Or coal-fired power plants. So guess what? How green is your electric vehicle?
I wish they could harness nuclear better.
They can.
I thought it makes a lot of waste.
It does not. Modern nuclear power results in boiling water most of the time.
Oh shit, then we should just rock nuclear constantly.
Correct.
That's the way to go,
It's
right?
a fear tactic. That's all it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because I had an exposure to the Limerick power plant many years ago in the 90s. It was fucking awesome. Like I
spectacular.
used to work inside there.
But because of things like Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island,
Which did happen.
it happened on my birthday.
Which one? 3 Mile?
Chernobyl melted down on my 6th birthday. April 25th, 1986 was the day Chernobyl melted down. That was my birthday. Yep.
Oops. I remember this entire country going, fucking Russians don't know what the fuck they're doing.
You want to know the terrible part? Because it happened on my birthday, and I have a strange affinity about learning for electricity, go figure. Do you know why Chernobyl melted down?
No.
In the grand scheme of why it all happened, was a poorly trained operator and a malfunctioning indicator light on a switchboard.
And that's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can I ask questions about that? All right, poorly trained, I'll give you. Malfunctioning, I'll give you. There's no other safeties in that country's nuclear capacity or facilities to catch that?
Apparently not at the time, no.
Because you would figure it should have 4 things that have to fail for something to go bad.
Yes.
4 is normal, right?
And all of them did.
Well, no, it was just the one thing. It was a bad light, and the guy didn't know what he was doing.
Yes.
Had the guy had 20 years experience, this would never happen.
Correct.
Had the light not failed, this would never happen.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep.
I just think of the Simpsons episodes for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
That's where my head goes. That's like...
So a March day and night by the old cooling tower.
Oh, wow.
They have the plan, but we have the power.
All right. Musician eaten by a bear
Oh, shit.
after he falls asleep from recording nature sounds. And he was a vegan, I might add. What are your thoughts, Mr. Dave?
Although, because I dug into this one a little bit, I gotta tell you. Hold on a second. I brought up an article. I saved some of it because it's funny as shit. Let me see if I can find it.
The bear just fucking ripped him apart.
So, French-Canadian composer. Not necessarily a musician, a composer.
They play.
Yeah. His name was Julien Gaultier, French-Canadian. Was out in the middle of nowhere in northern Canada recording nature sounds.
Yep.
Apparently, recording nature sounds is not all that exciting because he fell asleep. His wife was with him.
I didn't know that part.
Yes, his wife was with him. She was woken up by her husband being stepped on and eaten by a bear.
Wow, better not her.
You ever seen a bear like chew up a salmon like by the river?
Of course I have.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like just had a foot on his face and was like just tearing pieces off.
Yeah.
And his recording equipment recorded all of it.
I didn't know that.
The sounds of him being torn to pieces
was he
by
screaming?
a bear. It doesn't say.
Because technically, the bear could have crushed his head with the paw.
Yeah.
He had so much power that he wouldn't have been like moving.
Right. And he was asleep, and I think it was just over before he ever even woke up.
Is it a good way to go, you think?
I think the bear just found a fucking egg roll and was like, sweet digging spring rolls for dinner.
What are your thoughts?
Nature's a motherfucker.
That's why I don't mind being a carnivore.
No, I don't care at all. I mean, dude, nature's a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, people complain about, like, the poor treatment of animals as far as humans go, especially in the age of, like, factory farming and things like that. But, dude, let's be honest. Like, you send a cow out into the wilderness, it is going to meet with a fate far worse than anything we are fucking doing to them in any slaughterhouse or butcher shop. Believe me, their death is easy, it is quick, it is humane, and up to that point, they live a pretty sweet fucking life.
That's not really true. Like, chickens are just in those shitty little cages.
I didn't say chickens, did I? Because that's a different story.
I know you didn't. I'm just saying.
But, like, the average fucking beef cow does all right for himself comparatively to what it would deal with.
Until the end.
And even at the end.
It's a bullet in the head. That's not nice.
Would you prefer that or torn to pieces in the wilderness by wolves?
Oh, a bullet in the head every time.
Exactly. There you go. So how bad is it? You're going to die either way. So are you. So am I. The cow's going to die. It might as well get a humane end.
For myself, whenever a vegan or a vegetarian tries to win me over to the dark side, I literally just want to show them footage of a lion eating a gazelle. You know how they eat them, right?
Yeah.
How?
They do the lions the ones that carry them to the tree?
Asshole first.
Oh, I have seen that.
They catch you.
Something else does that and eats you through your asshole. I forget what it is.
Probably a tiger. So they chew you in through the asshole. Do you know why they go asshole first? To sever your spinal cord. So no kicking and no running and nothing. And you lay there and watch yourself get eaten by a pack of lions. Now, if they sever the spinal, you might not feel it, which is okay, but you're dying.
Yeah.
So,
in a pretty unwholesome way.
And I know that we didn't live the same time as dinosaurs did, but man, all that shit when you're like watching the Flintstones when you're a little kid and you're all that, you're like, I don't want to get eaten by a fucking dinosaur. That'd be awful there.
No. That was a genuine concern when you were a kid.
That was the thing that was in my brain. I was like...
Among other things.
All right, we only missed one topic.
Like stop, drop, and roll.
I
feel like they led me to believe that catching on fire was a more serious concern than in my adult life than it actually wound up being. I'm just saying.
It's happened a lot of times this year to me.
What, you caught on fire?
You don't know about this?
I mean, how caught on fire?
Do you want to see my pants? Do you want to see the holes?
I mean, that's at work though, and that...
It's still caught on fire!
But you're not on fire on fire.
Except I'm on fire.
Did you have to stop, drop, and roll?
I had to put it out.
Well, yeah.
Do you know how you put it out for real in real life? You have a leather glove on, and then you pat it out.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, the last time, I was like, I was torching, and I look over at the guys, and I'm like, I don't know, man, I'm getting old. That one really hurt my foot. They're like, no, you're on fire.
You're on fire.
And it happened so many times. They're like, no, you're on fire again. And I was like, oh.
Shit.
So now those pants are going to be retired very soon. We have reached the breaking point, my brother.
Holy shit, we've come to the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode number 178 of the Vex on Vex podcast, morning radio episode number 13. The Vex on Vex podcast is available on the Podbean application on your phone under the Loud and Loaded network. Dave, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Tomorrow night, Oddity Bar, Starscream, A New Legacy, Embers Remain. Show up, hang out, have fun.
Dr. Paulie's birthday celebration.
Woohoo!
This is Vex X telling you to stay frosty. That didn't work.